Ike, how you feeling, brother?
Well, Spike, it's Monday. I'm feeling pretty good. Fighting's end of the weekend, strong. Happy to see that. Top 11 is finally over. I mean, listen, that was a tough week to get through last week as far as trying to figure out who are the top 11 athletes in this city. It's not
We came
easy.
up with the answer.
It's not easy.
Yep.
It's not easy, but we made it through. Happy to see you again. Brother, what's your name in there again?
Jack.
Yep. Hi.
Jackie Baseball. Yes. We're in first place now. How you feeling?
Good. The book's here.
Holla at your boy.
The book's here. The Phillies are in first place right on time.
The book's
Look
here.
at this. All these words I didn't write any of.
I didn't know the book was here.
Yeah, show everyone on YouTube.
Yeah.
Show them so they can see it. Now, what I didn't tell Jack is there is a misspelling on the back cover.
There's not a misspelling on the back cover.
there's
Now I'm
not.
going to look at it
There's
over
not.
and over again.
You would never know.
Nah, I can't read.
Yeah. You wouldn't know. What are we talking
my
about?
God.
There it is. Ringthebellbook.com. Ringthebellbook.com.
is
Extending the pre-orders by 1 week, by the way.
Well, it's not a pre-order
extended
anymore.
the
Don't worry about it.
pre-orders
Yeah.
by week.
Well, it's not a pre-order. The books are in. It's just an order now.
Yeah, but you still get the pre-order deals
Okay.
savings.
So the free shipping
okay.
and
The free
autograph
shipping and
book.
autographed by Ike Reese and all that. Yeah.
All right. Ringthebellbook.com. It's going to be a big show. It's always a big show. You know, we have to start to preview the draft on Wednesday night as the Sixers pick number 3. We have an emergency Flyers in 50 coming up at 3:30.
Big trade, apparently.
As the Flyers traded the 45th pick in the draft for Lars Forgarkenskaken from the Sharks or the Ducks.
The Ducks. Get it right. Get it right.
So
little Morgenstein was trying to tell us all about it. We
Yeah,
said,
we're like,
shut
"Shut
up,
up."
idiot.
Yeah.
We're getting broads on.
Get out of here, little guy. But we do have to start with the Phils. What a impressive series win over the New York Mets. Like, that was not that. I think that was a 2 out of 3 that you can feel really good about. Those 2 wins you can feel good about. Even the loss was Mick Abel blowing up, but I thought, like, overall that was a series where the Philadelphia Phillies put their best foot forward against a team that they have failed against recently. And it's sort of weird. Like, every time I want to get excited about the Phillies, people keep bringing up the fact that they failed like last year and they haven't gotten it done yet. But like, the previous years do not matter in the way that everyone is bringing them up. Like, let yourself be excited for a team that has, the most wins or the second most wins in the National League, who are doing this without their best player. We're letting previous failures cloud our judgment and cloud our excitement about this particular Phillies team. They have a dominant starting rotation. They've got the best record in the National League. And we keep saying we're getting worse in the playoffs. I keep hearing that. Well, we keep going backwards. Well, what if I tell you 2022 was a mirage anyway? Like, it was a lucky run. And last year was a bad series, but it was one series. This team, I know they're not as stacked as the Dodgers. I get it. 100% I get it. They're not as stacked as the Dodgers. This team can win the World Series, and the previous years do not matter. The failure against the Mets does not matter. The loss against the Diamondbacks does not matter. What matters is that this team is good enough, and we should be able to get excited about this without whining about what happened last year.
You say whining about what happened last year, and I say not forgetting about what happened last year. So whether we are complaining about it or not, it hasn't been erased. It hasn't been erased. The fact that they've taken a step backwards each year, you can conveniently leave out 22 or sort of frame it as it was a season it wasn't supposed to happen, lightning in a bottle. I get that. That's coping is what that is. If I look at the totality of the last 3 to 4 years, even 3 to 5 years of the Phillies, starting with what looked like what we were being sold as a playoff contending team in 20 and 21, ultimately led to Girardi being fired because of those failed expectations. Meeting those expectations got Girardi fired. And then they miraculously make the run they made in 2022. So now we feel like Topper is the guy. We've added guys since then. We've added Trey Turner since then. Right? Young guys have stepped up since then. You've told me how much better this team is since then.
I think they are.
So if I take all of that into consideration, then my expectations for the team hasn't waned. It hasn't dissipated. It's increased because part of the team is getting older, and you also have that young talent that was a surprise a year or two ago, now blossoming into key components of what could be a playoff or title contending team. We need those guys to meet expectations. More importantly, we need those guys to capitalize on this year. We've been hanging in with this baseball team for 3 or 4 years. We've been hanging in there with them, right? We've been hanging in there with them. If you're asking me to lower my expectations as far as winning a title or whether or not I'm holding last year's failures or previous year's failures from me believing that it's going to get done, I can't eliminate that. I don't have the ability to compartmentalize that as a fan. I really don't. To me, it all comes in together. I got past experience trauma from what has happened and disappointments, and I look at the team and I say, man, you're trying to give me hope. Well, if you want me to buy all the way in, I'm not a half guy. I'm not going to buy halfway in. If you want me to buy all the way in, then I expect you to go out there and win. And yes, part of that is what has happened in the past. Part of that shapes how I feel right now.
Well, I would look at the past and say they've done nothing but gotten better about what they have done poorly in the past. Like if you want to bring up the Mets series, and that team felt like the Phillies last year sort of felt like a dead team, a DOA team when they got to the playoffs last year, to be quite honest with you, after the last 2-3 months of the season.
But I don't know if everybody felt that. You may have been right in feeling that.
Sure.
Doesn't mean that was the prevailing feeling surrounding the team.
If people want to bring up past failures, I'll also bring up that they've gotten better every year. Like, they were better in 23 than they were in 22. They were better.
They didn't progress in the postseason.
They didn't, but sometimes that just happens.
Season. But here's the thing, though, Spike. Yeah. Getting better in the regular season does nothing for us, except gets us excited about the regular season. And as long as I've been here, and I've been a part of some great regular seasons. I've been a part of 5 straight division titles. I've been a part of that. Postseason outweighs that. What you do in the postseason outweighs that. At some point, you go from being the cute story and the little engine that could in the regular season to we want you to meet expectations in the postseason, because coming up short during that time, it weighs more to us. It weighs more than the regular season. I'm sorry, it does. Think about this. We are, and listen, it's a credit to the sustainability of these teams in this city, primarily the Eagles, who delivered 2 titles in the last 7 years.
People forget that.
Throw Villanova in there, who also won 2 titles.
Easy.
But my point is that we're no longer a city of everybody hates us, nobody expects much from us, so when we actually do something well, we should celebrate those guys. 93 Phillies, 2004 Eagles. I'm a part of that. Well, we celebrate the guy who almost got it done. We're done with that. We're past that. It's title or bust in this city.
But that's fine.
I need title or bust.
But we just keep during the season. We just keep moving we keep moving the goal line back, right? Like at first it's they can't beat any good teams, and then they beat good teams. Then they can't. Their lineup can't perform without Bryce, and then it performs without Bryce. Yeah. And then it's like, we can't beat the Mets, and then they beat the hell out of the Mets 2 out of 3 games and send them home packing. It's like this team has lived. Luzardo falls apart, and we're like, there it is. He's not good anymore. And he puts in a performance like he does yesterday. It's like, Nola's hurt. They just keep matching everything that people say they can't do.
Until October.
Well, but that's fine. But they can only do what they're doing now. And yes, they failed last October, but it has nothing to do with this team. I don't think last year.
A lot of the players are still here.
Yes,
the manager is still here.
They lost. They lost a series. They did. They lost a baseball series last year.
No, what
it
they
is
did,
one series.
Here's what they did, Spike.
It was one series.
No, I'm not going to let you do that. Here's what they did. They crumbled away a fast start to a season, best record in baseball, mediocre baseball in the second half, nothing being done at the trade deadline, and shot a water pistol in the postseason. That's what they did.
And
They didn't just lose one series. They crumbled. They went from being 5 guys on the All-Star team, most in their team history right last year, on the All-Star team, best record in baseball, to crumbling down the stretch.
And then they answered this year by addressing, by the players that are on the team, addressing things that they did wrong.
Yeah.
The manager addressed things that he did wrong. And they have answered by not crumbling the next year, not by giving it away, not by saying we can't do it, by doing it again. And doing it better. We can.
But they got to do it in the postseason.
Well,
That's we're not going to buy it. And I'm rooting for the team. I remember I'm in with you. I'm rooting, but I can't be like, well, you know what? Forget about what they did in the past. This is all about this team, and we're all on board. And I can't do that. I can't do that as a fan. And so ultimately, I'm sitting here waiting for the postseason to get here. I can do both. I can enjoy what they're doing now in the regular season. I can do the ride and the roller coaster up and down. But like I know, when September and October gets around here, it's all that matters now for this baseball team. They're no longer the nice story, come out of nowhere. Expectations are here. And I can't forget about the failures that have happened in the past. I can't forget about those things. I can put them to the back of my brain. I can put them back there and enjoy the team, try to enjoy the team. But ultimately, when I'm thinking about the big picture, I'm saying to myself, well, hell, they looked good last year around this time of the year. They looked good last year. We don't even have Bryce Harper. You don't even have Aaron Nola. Are you telling me Aaron Nola's coming back stronger? Are you telling me Bryce Harper is going to come back and turn into Bryce Harper? I don't know these things. Yeah, they took 2 out of 3 of the Mets. The Mets had also lost 7 straight games into the series. That's what we're 7 straight games.
But that's what we're saying today. It's not what we were saying on Friday.
Exactly.
It's not what we were saying on Friday.
I'm happy with the series win. But no way in hell did we say, see, here's the difference. Sometimes, yes, it's a double standard. Meaning that losing a series is going to outweigh you winning a series. So, yes, you lose a series to the Mets. Yes, we have a more passionate feeling in a negative way today than we do with you winning the series versus the Mets. And we're more or less relieved and content versus, oh, we're on our way.
I think we should be excited.
We're
not
on our
relieved.
way.
215.
I ain't feeling that just yet.
215.
Not yet.
215-592-9494. Are we letting the past cloud our ability to get excited about today? Jack, are you? Well, I don't even know about you anymore.
What does that mean?
Well, where are you? I can't tell where you are with the Phillies.
Yeah, because sometimes I gotta just be who I am.
Okay.
Right? That's all people ask for.
Yeah.
From our radio hosts, and I gotta be honest, man. They are almost in a no-win situation. They are in a no-win situation because the scar tissue of the past failures in the postseason do still weigh heavily.
We act like we've been failing for 10 years, and they weren't in the World Series 2 years ago.
Well, they had been failing for 10
well,
years.
I'm talking about
4 seasons ago.
But I'm talking about this particular
right.
version of the Phillies.
Yeah, but again, it's I hear what Ike's saying though. I'm very excited. I think we can actually do both. But we've seen them be a great regular season team. One time. But they had
one
moments.
time.
They had moments in 23.
But they weren't great.
But they were.
They were not great in 23.
August of 23 is still the best.
That's 1 month. They were not great in 23.
Trey Turner month, man. They were awesome.
August 4th. Did you forget that?
That was the Trey Turner month.
Hold on. We're acting like this team has been a really good team every year for the last decade. They've had one good regular season team over the last 4 years.
But last year they weren't even. They severely cooled off at the second half of the year.
They did.
Yeah.
But it's 1 year.
So but we can count what happened 23 on in August on, where it looked like they found it and figured it out, and then they were on all the momentum heading to the postseason, and then they choked. It just matters more. I can't give them a clean slate right now.
I give them a clean slate. I'm totally happy, and I'm going to be totally happy riding in October. 215-592-9494. We do have a next question today, which is based on the awful heat that is outside, the 99 or 100-degree heat. The older I get, the less I mind the heat. I actually don't like the cold anymore.
The worse it gets.
It doesn't bother me any, but Jack said it's the worst.
Yeah,
so for next question today, the question just very simply is, what's the worst? Jack, do you have another what's the worst aside from the heat?
Yeah, well, simply put, Pete Alonso.
Oh, Soto bothered me more than Alonso.
No, dude, it's always Alonso. It's always Alonso.
For me, it was Soto. I was like, enough with the laughing. Oh. It's just funny that you didn't hit a home run. Like,
and then Luzardo went 98 past him.
Right past
dude,
him.
When Luzardo went up and in on Soto, I started feeling something.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of move a little
Felt
bit.
the move?
Yeah, it moved.
Did you feel anything Saturday?
Well, dude, I'm kidding you not. When Alvarez hit the home run, I was seeing red. When he was walking down the third baseline, basically. Yeah. And then I said, "Guess what, buddy? Get ready to learn Syracuse because you got sent down the next day." I was ready to hit someone.
By the way, you okay trading Abel now, or is that okay yet?
Okay
or no?
yet?
Well, he's developing.
Oh, okay. 7 home runs in 2 games.
Somewhere else.
He's developing.
215-592-9494. Ike, do you have something that's the worst?
I got several things, and the Heat is a great place to start.
Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, anything above 80 degrees is criminal. It just is. It should be illegal to have the Heat to be where it's at right now and for the rest of this week. Only thing I can think of worse than heat, which we can't control, is something that we can't control. And that's people's driving on the expressway.
Oh, dude.
I mean, traffic and driving.
Dude, it's very bad now.
I mean, I'm going to tell you what. Ladies and gentlemen out there. Here's what the majority of us as drivers feel. Get the hell out of the way. I mean, get to the right.
Spoken like a true Jersey driver.
Get to the right.
Yeah, well, that's the truth.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Don't make me flash my brights.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't need to be riding your bumper.
Yes.
Like, get out of the way.
The left is for passing.
Yes.
It's for passing.
If you want to cruise like Miss Daisy, get over to the right-hand lane.
Can I say the driving in the city and the expressway recently, the last 3 weeks has been atrocious. It really has.
And the heat just makes it worse.
It makes it way worse.
Makes it worse.
Yes. I'm numb, sweaty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously, the driving, I'm tired of it, man. I'm out here on the roads. I'm doing God's work. I'm trying to get to point A to point B.
You are.
I'm minding my business. I'm not messing with anyone, but don't slow me down.
Yeah.
Well, and Thursday and Friday with all the soccer people in town.
Oh my God.
Added to it. I've never seen so many people on the road.
Dude, yeah.
The most ever, I think, was in recorded history was Thursday and Friday.
So for mine, I've mentioned this before, but it was reignited this weekend as I went to go see a movie I was very excited about on Friday night, 28 years later.
Went to the movies.
Then I went again to see it on Sunday by myself. I liked it so much. Val was working. I was like, I'm going to go to the movie. And I'm trying out the new South Jersey theaters.
Same movie
twice. Yes, I was pretty excited.
Weekend.
In 1 weekend.
Don't you have things to
do? No. It was yesterday afternoon. I didn't have anything to do. My wife's not home. I don't have anything to do. If I don't have a podcast to do, there's no game on. I literally don't have anything to do. So what is the worst is, like, in every way, the cell phone in the movie theater is the worst.
Yeah.
Is the checking your text.
For you, yes.
I can't take it. Is the checking. Look, if you have to look at your phone in the middle of the movie, go out to the bathroom or don't go to the movies. And we're past the point. People don't really talk on the phone anymore.
Yeah, everybody texts.
Yeah, it's the light. It's like, dude, I saw somebody in front of me scrolling Facebook. There's zombies on the screen killing somebody. What do you need to look at Facebook for? Give it 2 hours. Put your phone down.
Did you go with you?
Well,
no.
Depending on what time you went to the movies, a lot can happen in that 2 hours.
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
We found that out on Saturday.
Well, yeah. But what are you going to do about it? What are you're going to jump in a B-2 bomber? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just put the phone away. I promise it'll be okay.
I'm with you on
I don't want to see the light. I don't want to see any of it.
Where are you sitting that you catch everybody who has a phone?
Dude,
on? Are you sitting in the back?
You have to talk to Val about my peripheral vision with cell phones.
You're so obsessed with it. Just let it go.
Because it's so rude.
It's not rude.
It takes me out of the moment.
Well, you let it take you out of the moment.
No!
Have some composure.
It's disrespectful. And the phones are just out of control. Put it away at dinner. Put it away at the concert. Put it away at movies. Put it away.
Well, what about when you're driving?
Putting it away at dinner and the concert. Movie, I can understand. Are you kidding? You try to get these people to put away a phone at a dinner table?
Dude,
these people don't want to talk to each other anymore. We're not talking to each other.
What about at a red light?
No. It's illegal at a red light, so you're aware.
Just so you know. They see you with that phone in your hand. You're getting a ticket.
Yeah. Nobody's telling you anything anyway.
And somebody in my family found out.
Oh, really?
They got him?
No names.
Okay.
I think I got an idea.
Yeah, so do I.
No names.
All right.